Hi and welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Angela and I am from the UK, hence Stitchin Brit, which is my channel name. I think some people thought my name was Brit, but it's actually Angela, and like I say, I am from the UK. This is Flosstube number 50 and I am back for my weekly cross-stitching update, and today is Sunday the 12th of August. So since last Sunday, that I posted, I have had so many shout outs, and I cannot thank you enough for shouting me out in your Flosstube videos. It's been so lovely to see. I can't tell you how much Flosstube I've watched this week because of all the mentions. I found some fabulous new Flosstubers as well from that. So thank you to everybody who like tagged me in their videos and mentioned me. Just really lovely, thank you. And I've also had a really large surge of new subscribers, so again, thank you. If you're brand new here, welcome to my part of the world where I talk about cross stitch, and in particular full coverage cross stitch. So I have had quite what I think is quite a good stitchy week. There are some projects that things have changed for, which I will mention today, but all of my projects are full coverage, like I say, on and our heaven and earth charts. So without further ado, let's get started. So bear with, I'm just looking down. I've got all my notes here to share with you all the stats about each project. So the first one that I worked on was, oh, actually, before I start, let me explain for anybody that's new. So basically each month for the next year, I'm having a brand new start, and each brand new start each month is going to have 5,000 stitches in it to get it started. Then I am going to spin a wheel once a month for another project to have 2,000 stitches out of all of my whips, not including the one that was started that month. And then each week I will come on here and I will do 5 wheel spins, each project getting 500 stitches. So with that in mind, the first project I worked on was, oh, let me show you what it's going to look like, was my brand new start, 5,000 stitches. This is All Seasons Flower Shop Max Colour. 240 colours, and I will pop a picture of where it was last week, and this is where it is now. Now I've only done 190 stitches, making that a total of 1,010 stitches now. I have got 324,340 stitches left to go, and I've taken it from 0.21 to 0.31%. I love this project. So I am using Sarah Stitchin Mummy and Anne Max Colour Stitcher, their method, which is the typewriter method. So I'm taking each 10 by 10 square and stitching from left to right, picking the symbol, stitching from left to right. If there's any in row 2, I will stitch in row 2, and then I will park in row 3. So the idea is that I go along and finish a row, and then I go back and start row 2, and it's the same process all the way down. And any project that I start will have this method of stitching. I have tried lots of other methods, and I will be changing everything to be this method. Yeah, you will see that in some of my projects this time. In some projects it will take me a few wheel spins to get them to this method of stitching, but this one is stitched on 22 count 1/1. Again, like Anne Max Colour Stitcher, she stitches a lot of her projects on 22 count. It was a material count that I hadn't tried, and I was like, let me try it. I love it. If you haven't tried 22 count 1/1, try it, honestly. I love the coverage. I love everything about it. So this is All Seasons Flower Shop Max Colour, and this is my brand new start for July. So then I stitched on Mini Mountain Cabin, and I will just show you what it's going to look like when it is finished. This is the mini version. This is by Dominic Davison. Did I tell you who All Seasons Flower Shop was? That is Lars Stewart. The All Seasons Flower Shop is Lars Stewart. So this one, the Mini Mountain Cabin is Dominic Davison, and this is stitched on 18 count 2/1. Again, I will pop a picture up here of what it looked like last week. I did exactly 500 stitches and I got my first full row finish. So pleased. So I basically filled in the tree. Basically, I took this the 10 by 10 block, the first row, and I just filled in anything and everything that was in that block. And some of the tree was, and what I did was I actually sewed it in down here. Whilst I know that's not my strategy for just sewing in the second row and then parking in the third, I just thought, you know what, it's so much confetti, I will just, on this occasion, just put it there. So yep, I finished all of the top row, and I can now go into row 2. So I will probably be starting here because I finished the second row on the tree as well. So I'll probably be starting just here when I next sew. So this one, like I say, had 500 stitches. It is now at 9,041 stitches, which means I've got 66,034 stitches left. And I went from 11.38 to 12.04%. And yeah, like I say, it was my first row finish. So moving on, I moved on to, this is the Story Keep Cooking for Your Dragon. Let me just bring up a picture. And this is by Randall Spangler. This is what it would look like. It's one of the books from like the Dragon book series that he does, but I have cropped it, so I am just literally doing the dragon, the cookies and the chocolate, and I will pop a picture of where it was last week, but this is where it is now. So these stitches, so the more of the ears, I've stitched more of the ears here. Obviously I've got some parked threads now, so it's coming together really lovely. There was so much confetti, like 1-2 stitches in each colour, so I did kind of cheat a little bit and go down this side to kind of get the stitches in, because I thought, my goodness, this is going to take forever to get the 500 stitches. So yeah, and I thought, you know what, my project's my rules. But yeah, so there's lots and lots of confetti, so I think I might do that again. I might do half of the stitches in confetti and then start to fill down the background in either side. So let me tell you about this one. So like I say, it's stitched on 18 count 2/1. It actually had 503 stitches. I was so annoyed at myself. I went 3 stitches over. I was doing really well with it, and yeah, I went 3 stitches over. Anyway, so it's now got 3,022 stitches in. It has 14,978 left, and it went from 13.99 to 16.78%. And yeah, really enjoying that one. I think again it was Sarah, Stitchin Mummy, who showed how to crop a chart, and I've done that with a few charts now because really I don't need to stitch with a background. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that, seeing the little dragon come together. So the next project that was spun on the wheel, I think this was for Wednesday, was World Travel Bookshelf. I think everybody has seen a World Travel Bookshelf, but I will show you again what it looks like. This is just the regular version. Sorry about the light. That's the regular version there. And I think I said on my last Flosstube that I wanted to start it again. I really wasn't happy with the fabric. I had stitched, I think, around 20,000 stitches, which was about 5% of the project. And I thought it's much better to stop at 5% than stitch more and still not be happy with the fabric. So Wednesday, the hottest day this week. I think it was like like 35 degrees. The UK is, like I said, the UK is not primed for that extreme heat. Our houses are built to keep the heat in, and I thought it was a good idea to, after I'd finished work, to grid the chart and then have the fabric on my lap to serge the edges. Yeah, definitely not a good idea. But I got my 500 stitches in. So each month, in addition to my new project having 5,000 stitches and one of my normal projects having 2,000 stitches, and then each week doing a daily, Monday to Friday, doing a daily 500 spin, I will have 3 projects. This one, World Travel Bookshelf, and 2 other projects that I haven't quite started yet, which will be my fallback pieces. So these pieces are going to be, if I've done all my stitching for the week and I want to still stitch on something, then these are going to be my fallback pieces. They will also get to be part of the wheel spins, but those 3 will be my, like I say, my fallback pieces. Like I say, I've started World Travel Bookshelf, haven't quite started the other 2 yet, but they are coming this month. So I don't have a before picture because this was a brand new start, but I cannot tell you how happy, how much happier I am. So this is exactly 500 stitches. Honestly, doesn't that coverage just look amazing? This is stitched on 22 count, 1/1, and again exactly the same method, going left to right. It doesn't look like I've stitched much in that first block, but that's because I'm literally picking the symbol left to right, and it just so happens that those stitches have gone along there. So like I say, 500 stitches, which means I have got 406,500 stitches left to go. So again, this is one of the reasons why it's going to become a backup focus piece. And I've taken it to 0.12%. So yeah, much happier with this. So my next project was, just have a look. My next project was Mini Sunflower Cottage. Lots of people started this. I'm going to say, when did I start it? When did I start this? I started this in 2021. My goodness, 2021. There was a sale going around and everybody started the Mini Sunflower Cottage. I know a lot of Flosstubers have finished it now, but this is what it will look like when it's finished. And I will pop a picture here of where I started from last week, and I am working on getting this to my typewriter method, 1 row at a time. So what I did, you might not be able to see very much, but I actually completed all of the white in here and I did the white in the umbrellas, and then I was just coming over here, and like I say, I did exactly 500 stitches. So I may even kind of get everything to like this line and then just start the typewriter method from this one, from there. I love this design. It's so bright, so colourful, and actually not like so big. So this is stitched on 20 count 2/1. Yeah, really love that one. Not that I don't love all of my projects, but yeah, just love the bright colourful ones. So Sunflower Cottage has got 8,913 stitches. It's got 47,442 stitches left, and I've taken it from 14.93 to 15.82%, which means I have reached a milestone and I have achieved 15% on that project. So really, really happy with that. So then the next wheel spin was Mini Deer Creek, and this is what this one will look like. This is by Donna Gelsinger, and this project is the mini version, and I was stitching it on 20 count 2/1 on like an ivy green fabric, and I did 38 stitches. Yeah, you can see where I did, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I love the image of the, you know, the finished design. I love that, but this is so thick. I can't tell you how long it took me to do those 38 stitches. I just couldn't see the holes, and on the back here, I'll show you, it is so thick I couldn't even get a needle through that even if I wanted to. So I thought, do I continue and struggle with seeing the holes, not being happy with it, or do I start again? Because, you know, I love starting again. So I've decided to start it again on 22 count 1/1. And interestingly, when I cut the fabric for Well Travel Bookshelf, I had enough fabric to do two more pieces. So one of them is going to be Mini Deer Creek, and the other one is going to be my October new start. So I can't wait to get all the fabric ready for that. But this week I will get the fabric ready for Mini Deer Creek, and I will put it back in the wheel so that it can be spun again for the 500 challenge. Yeah, that's basically, I haven't got any percentages or anything, because like I said, I'm going to start it again. I'm going to keep that one in Pattern Keeper and then upload a new one, because what I want to do eventually is go through all these park threads and put those back onto my floss drops. So I've still got those threads, so I'm not wasting those. So yeah, that's Mini Deer Creek. So I didn't get my stitches in for that, but I've got a plan for that one. So then my 2000 project was Ornament Healing Rose, and I didn't get much done on this one. I just had a really, really busy weekend. I've decided I'm going to do the projects that are on my 5,000 stitch, my 5,000 stitches and my 2,000 stitch product. I'm going to do those at the weekend. But like I said, I've just had such a busy weekend. I didn't get any done on Flower Shop yesterday. I did get a very small amount on Ornament Healing Rose. Oh, I need to show you what it is first. So it is by Carol Cavaleris, and this will be the finished project. And I will put a picture in of where it was, and I've just left it in my Nudge frame. I have to say, stitching with these Nudge frames and the Q-snaps, I much prefer the Nudge frame, so I'm definitely going to get more of these. But like I say, I only did 237 stitches out of 2,000. So I did the yellow here, and then there was a creamy colour, so I carried that on down here. So that was my 237 stitches. And with this piece, I'm not going to follow my new method of stitching because these are quite big colour blocks. I am just going to literally pick a symbol and work that thread through, and if I've got anything else left on the needle, then I will put that elsewhere. So I literally just picked a stitch over here, so I might go back over here next time and then just literally work down. So that's going to be my plan for this one. So that's all of my projects that I worked on. Now I will spin the wheel for, oh no, before I spin the wheel, one more thing. Vintage knitting. Let me just go back to that. Let me go back to this. This is Vintage Knitting and Crochet by Amy Stewart. I showed this last week. This is what it will look like. And again, I had only done, let me have a look, I had only done 489 stitches. I'd started it on 25 count, didn't, for whatever reason, didn't like, oh I know, because I had the gridded, pre-gridded 25 count, didn't like it on that material. I've decided I don't like the pre-gridded material anymore. Started it on that. I actually threw that away. So then I got some 20 count, gridded it myself, and I started it, and I looked at it and I thought, I'm going to be much happier if I start this on 22 count. I've only done 489 stitches, so I'm going to restart that on 22 count as well. So I've taken that out of the wheel. So when the fabric has arrived and it's all gridded, I will add that back into each wheel. So just wanted to add that in before I started. So let's spin the wheel for my Monday to Friday projects this week coming. So it obviously looks like I've only done 4 projects, which I have, but you know, I've got a plan for the others. So let's get Mondays. So Mondays is Quick Stitch April Fairy. Right, I need to put this in so I remember. So let's do Tuesdays. This is Story Keep London. This is Quick Stitch April Fairy is by Hannah Lynn. Story Keep London is by Amy Stewart. And these were from Story Keeps are little sections of a normal size project, and I was the one that asked for them for London and New York to be in a Story Keep version, like the Paris one that I had finished. So anyway, that's Tuesday. Then we will go for Wednesday. And that one is Ornament Healing Rose. Well, you've just seen that. That is part of the 2000 wheel. So that will have an extra 500 stitches. So just going to put that in. So let's do Thursday. This is Story Keep Beach Bliss. Absolutely perfect for right now. It honestly, this is holiday weather here in the UK. I would much rather be by the beach or the pool. So yeah, we'll really enjoy working on Beach Bliss there. So let me just put that in. And then there is one more, which is Friday. And this is the Story Keep New York. So this is part of my series. It's Amy Stewart, and like I say, it's the Story Keep. So I will run and get all of those, and I will come back and show you my starting point. Okay, I'm back. So the first one that I spun was Quick Stitch April Fairy. So this is, like I say, by Hannah Lynn. And this is where I'm up to with it. I did do this as Royal Rose, so I will be converting anything that was Royal Rose. A lot of the projects this week were Royal Rose, so I probably may not need to pull out any threads, but we'll see. And I will give you all the stats for each project next week. So that was Quick Stitch April Fairy. The next one was Story Keep Life is an Open Book London. And this is what it will look like when it is finished. And here it is, the starting point. Like I say, I will give all the stats for everything next week. And after that one, it was Ornament Healing Rose, which is my 2000 project, so it would get an extra 500 stitches on Wednesday. And then it is Story Keep Beach Bliss, which is this one by Amy Stewart, and this is where I am starting from. So I think I have tried to get it to the new way I want to stitch everything. So hopefully I might be able to finish that top row. So hopefully I'll get another row finish, which is very exciting. And then Friday's project is another Amy Stewart, which is Story Keep Life is an Open Book New York. And this is what it will look like. And this is where I'm starting from. So those are my projects that I'll be stitching on. I'll also be stitching on extra stitches on Ornament Healing Rose. Like I say, it's my 2000 project, and All Seasons Flower Shop. So if you are here just for the stitching, thank you very much. I'm just going to give you a very quick life update. Yeah, and then I will go sort out all my projects. So life. Last week I talked about how my mum was in absolute desperate need of a new hip. I took her to the doctor, and he was just shocked to have seen her come in a wheelchair. Obviously he knows her as up and mobile. So he wrote to her consultant at the hospital, and her fourth pre-op has been moved forward to next week. So I'm hoping that means the surgery is going to be done anytime now. And then my dad, my mum and dad are divorced, but my dad, who lives 2 hours away, he needs a partial new knee replacement. He has got his surgery date, which is the middle of August. Looks like I'm going to be putting my nurse's uniform back on, because I used to be a nurse, trained to be a nurse. Stopped, didn't enjoy that job at all. So yeah, I'll be looking after my mum and dad. So hopefully my mum's won't be done in August. I don't think it will, because her surgeon is away in August. I think it will probably be done soon. So if I don't see you next Sunday, I will film as close to next Sunday as I can, obviously bearing in mind my mum could be called anytime for her surgery. But hopefully I will see you back here next Sunday. Have a great week stitching. Hope it cools down wherever you are, and yeah, see you soon. Happy stitching.